as the new board to make sure that the center's up and running.
They said there's no sound.
What else?
Yeah, because now
Basically what they
Rapulana Siphemo will be hanging out with us this Friday, 20 past 10. Who is Rapulana, you ask? Let me remind you.
I think this promo's fine.
Once, twice.
You don't want to miss this.
I mean, listen, we're pushing the boundaries when it comes to promos. No one is doing this all the time.
Do you hear the shut up, shut up, shut up?
It's going so badly as well.
The shut up was just
It's so loud! I told Sylvester. Sylvester's like, well, I mean, they are trying.
And that's how you know that you are.
Sure. Okay, Ntombi, you were saying we're going to Ramapata, the lady.
Is it on the live?
Tell me, are you getting the audio? Okay, but I think it's off mic. I think it's off mic.
I can feel it coming in the air tonight. All I want, and I've been waiting for this moment for all my life. All I want, can you feel it coming in the air tonight? All I want.
back your memories. What a perfect song. We must heal our land. And I see there's a lot of healing that's happening where I am. I'm coming to you live from the Makeba Center for Girls, and it really is not looking in a great state. But I'm happy to report to you that there are new people on board that are able to turn the center around. And one of those people is Naima Fadala, who is joining us in our makeshift studio right now. You can also, by the way, see the gorgeous Naima on our website, www.radio2000.co.za. We are live streaming on all our social media pages. Naima, thank you so much for joining us, and welcome to Radio 2000.
Thank you so much for having me, and thank you for broadcasting such a stellar station and broadcasting episode at the center. We are really, really privileged to have you guys.
Thank you. So it's Mandela Day, very important day in the South African calendar, but it's also a very important year as well in the Miriam Makeba legacy. She would have been 90 years old this year.
Yes, and that's why we made this such a big deal, because we wanted her memory and her legacy to continue living on. And it's amazing to see the type of response that we've been getting in commemoration of not only Mandela Day, but Mama Miriam Makeba's legacy. And her turning 90 is, you know, one of those, it's a huge thing.
Yeah, you're one of the board members, the new board members. What compelled you to jump in and actually take on such a big responsibility?
So I have a background in psychology, and naturally I have a passion for giving back to my community. And naturally my passion lies with young girls. And when I found out about the center and the work that it did prior to it closing down, I was just encouraged and inspired to reach out to Utato Mokutu, who is the chairperson currently, and find out what I could do to, you know, give back and do some work with them. So she basically put me on the board because of my experience, but also because of the passion that I have. And we believe that with, you know, people who are passionate about causes like the cause that Mama Miriam Makeba had to empower and look after young girls, as she believed they were the future, it just inspired me to become part of the board and do the work that we're currently doing.
They say a new broom does a really good job in sweeping up the dirt, and there is a lot of you know, potential. Everybody says, oh my gosh, this place has such great potential, great potential. What are your plans as the new board? Where do you plan on taking the center? What are you planning on doing with it? I mean, it really does have great potential.
It really does, and we would just like to carry on the work that Mama Miriam Makeba started. So now that it is not operational, obviously it means that destitute girls don't have a place to go. So we would like to revive the center because it has such great potential to provide shelter, and not only shelter, there's a lot of opportunities for the girls to learn skills, and there's training programs that are that we plan to also enforce. For example, there's a greenhouse in the back, which we want to revitalize. I'm sure you saw it got burnt down. So we want to revive that and introduce agricultural skills and training programs that can empower young girls to basically become self-sustainable. So the aim for the center is to become not just a place for shelter where kids and young girls or women can come and seek refuge and shelter. They have access to education. There's a library on site, so they have access to a library. The community can also come and utilize the services and and basically the structures that are in the center. We would like to improve the hospitality aspect of it and provide proper dormitories for the young girls, and also just make it a center where they can have a social life. So there's a swimming pool on site that we want to also revive. The young girls can have a recreational center for themselves, but also somewhere where they're learning, where they've got a safe haven they can call home, and they can build a new family, and they can go back into the society being capable individuals, self-sustaining individuals, and empowered young women.
Yeah, let's talk timelines, because I know the dreams and the plans that you have are really incredible, and I can just imagine what the center is going to look like once those dreams and strategies and the things that you've just spoken about are implemented to turn the center around. How soon can girls walk into the center safe haven and start utilizing some of the things that are, the swimming pool, the library, etc.?
As a board, of course, we have... So the dreams that we're actually trying to implement are really Mama Miriam Makeba's dreams and vision, and we're just trying to bring those to life. And as a board, we're very ambitious young people who are made up of, we come from different backgrounds, and we're just trying to do everything we can to get as much support as we can from the communities, from sponsors, from corporates, and we would have liked to bring the center back to life by the end of the year. The whole aim for honoring Mama Miriam Makeba for her 90th birthday was to bring back the center to life and make it available for young girls, whether they're destitute or young girls in the community who are looking for a place that they can go and, just feel safe or have a place to study. We were looking at towards the end of the year, so December 2022. But it also really depends on the type of support and the magnitude of the support that we receive.
Definitely.
So we are using platforms like Radio 2000 and other media partners as well to reach out to corporates, to reach out to individuals, to reach out to communities, to partner with us. There's a lot of things that they can do. They can adopt a room. They can donate supplies like cleaning or painting supplies. We have a lot of construction-based infrastructure needs that need to happen in terms of the renovations. So we're calling out to construction companies. Just a lot of people can actually get on board in terms of making this a process that will happen sooner than later.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all hands on deck, and I think the more hands we get to try and bring the center alive, the sooner we can get it done.
Definitely.
Where can people go in order to reach out, partner with you, and lend a helping hand?
So online, we're very active online on social media. So on Instagram, they can follow the Miriam Makeba Foundation and the Miriam Makeba Center. And they can also visit the MiriamMakebaFoundation.org and find a donate button there. And then they can also just keep up with our day-to-day social media posts by following our Facebook, Instagram, and of course the website.
Fantastic. Before I let you go, how does the family feel about what is happening today?
Wow, I think the family is just really, really honored to have the type of support that they have. And for them, this is a dream come true.
Yeah.
All they have ever wanted to do was to see Mama Miriam Makeba's legacy live on. Sure, there's a lot of things that are in the background that, we need to work on. But I think with a lot of support, and it's been amazing how many people have been, sending their encouragement. So I think the family is really, really proud and honored, and I'm sure they're very happy.
Yeah. I would be happy as well to see the young people and the kind of life that's being injected in the center so that it comes back to life again. So thank you so much for your time and your knowledge and your expertise and pouring it into the center.
Listen,
thank you.
It is only my job to give back, and you have given me the platform and the opportunity, so I really thank you, and my thanks go out to all the listeners who tuned in. And the invitation is extended to everybody in the public community around Midrand. The address is 131 President Road. So if you're available, come honor Mama Miriam Makeba and Tata Nelson Mandela in doing your part for Mandela Day.
I couldn't have said it better myself. We're going to wrap it up there, and just know that you're more than welcome to lend a helping hand. Follow the Miriam Makeba Foundation on all social media platforms. And this year is a very special year because she would have turned 90 years old. Let's make her proud.
Radio 2000 has signed a code of conduct that is enforced by the Broadcasting Complaints Commission of South Africa. In terms of the code, we are committed to broadcasting news that is accurate, comment that is fair, and programming that is not harmful to children, does not amount to hate speech, and contains no gratuitous violence or explicit sex. If you think we are not living up to this code, you may inform the Broadcasting Complaints Commission of South Africa. Direct any complaints in writing to the Broadcasting Complaints Commission of South Africa, PO Box 412365, Craig Hall 2024, or email bccsa@nabsa.co.za. For more information, please visit www.bccsa.co.za. Radio 2000, our music, your memories. Stay in touch with us. Instagram at radio2000_ZA. Dark and lovely, Ntombi on Radio 2000.
Definitely going to hear a lot of songs talking about Nelson Mandela because we're celebrating him today. It would have been his birthday. It would have been his birthday, and all he wanted to do is for us to do good for the community. And so please don't buy a birthday cake. Rather, just go to a center near you, like the Makeba Center for Girls, and help clean up. Find out what it is that they need, and just give back to the community in a way that Utatu Matiba would have loved. Listen to this. Did you know that with Outsurance Contractors All Risk Insurance, you get a custom designed commercial insurance solution without having to do any of the legwork, and you can cover your entire project and everyone on it. SMS business to 37221 and an Outsurance broker will come to you. Outsurance is a licensed insurer and FSP. T's and C's apply. It's 10 o'clock. Let's find out what's happening around the world. It's news time.
SABC News. Independent and impartial.
Top stories: a manhunt launched for the Thembelihle shooters, and 5 Northwest family members die in a fire. Good morning, I'm Rosanne Greef. The suspects in Saturday night shooting incident in Thembelihle, Lenasia, south of Johannesburg, are still at large. Police have launched a manhunt for the suspects after 4 people were shot dead and 2 others wounded. It's believed that unknown assailants opened fire on a group of men at a street corner before fleeing the scene. The Gauteng police spokesperson, Mavela Basondo, says the motive for the shooting has not yet been established.
Police have launched a manhunt for the suspects following a shooting incident where 4 people died and 2 were injured after they were shot at in Thembelihle in Lenasia on the evening of Saturday, the 16th of July, 2022.
Residents of Khayelitsha on the Cape Flats say they are fearing for their lives. Scores of people have died in mass shootings in the area since the beginning of the year. 11 people were gunned down last weekend alone. Ministers in the security cluster, senior management of the police and the city of Cape Town will host a community engagement in the area today to listen to the concerns of the residents. These residents are calling for action.
We just hear some guns, and after that we hear some guns. We're going to see 3 or 4 people are lying to the ground. So we don't know what's going on. I can't blame the police on the other hand, because the police can't be all over the show in Khayelitsha.
I think government should try something else, because people are getting shot at and it's very painful. I think government should get involved and try and resolve crime.
Police in Christiana in the Northwest have opened an inquest docket after 5 members of a family died in a house at Marikana, Geluksoord yesterday. It is alleged that a neighbor noticed smoke coming from the house. Neighbors entered the house and found the bodies of 2 children aged 8 and 15 in the sitting room. In another room, they found the body of a 3-year-old boy with the 2 bodies of the couple aged 38 and 48. Paramedics declared all victims dead on the scene. An investigation has been instituted into the cause of the fire. No foul play is suspected. The Freedom Front Plus in the Lekwa Timane local municipality, which comprises the towns of Bloemhof and Christiana in the Northwest, is planning to bring a motion of no confidence in the mayor, Sebang Motlabi. This after the mayor reportedly rented an expensive German-made luxury vehicle for his official use. The Freedom Front Plus says this is despite the municipality being on the brink of collapse due to a lack of funds. Freedom Front Plus councillor Albert Nell says the mayor spent over 131,000 rand monthly on the rented vehicle.
The amounts here involved is about 131,000 rand a month for the past 2 months. That is totally unacceptable in the situation where you sit with a council that don't have money to buy tools, to do things for the community, for basic service delivery.
The rand is trading at 16 rand 99 to the US dollar, 20 rand 28 to pound sterling, and 17 rand 24 to the euro. Gold is at $1,719 and platinum at $864 per ounce. The price of Brent crude oil is at $103.72 a barrel. Recapping the top story at 10. The suspects in Saturday night's shooting incident in Thembelihle, Lenasia, south of Johannesburg, are still at large. Police have launched a manhunt for the suspects after 4 people were shot dead and 2 others wounded. More news at 11.
Temba, is this you, Mfwet?
Yeah, Yimlo. I finally did it. I bought this baby at the auction, so now you don't have to wake up early to pick me up.
That's amazing, me bra.
With African Bank, you too can get a personal loan of up to 285,000 Rand with fixed and flexible terms of up to 72 months. Apply today. Go online or call us. African Bank is an authorized FSP and registered credit provider. T's and C's apply. African Bank. Audacity to believe.
Check a 6060, SA's #1 grocery delivery app. Get Cook Sisters in your slippers. Let's go 6060. Send for bread, yeah, still in bed, yeah. Let's go 6060. Roads are crazy, you're feeling lazy. Let's go 6060. No washing powder, say it louder. Let's go 6060. Get Checkers groceries delivered in 60 minutes. Download the 6060 app and let's go 6060.
Happy birthday to a man of the world, an international icon, a leader, a man who with his peers chose to give up their freedoms so that we can be free today. We celebrate his life, his doings, and his legacy.
Dear friends, I sincerely thank you for your support for Mandela Day. For all those who continue to give service.
Hashtag lend a hand.
In their own way, I thank you.
18 July 1918, a day in history, marked to change the future, which is our present. Happy birthday, Madiba. Radio 2000, our music, your memories. 9 to 12. Better together with Ntombi.
Actor and filmmaker Rapulana Sipemo will be hanging out with us this Friday at 10:20. Who is Rapulana, you ask? Let me remind you.
Is that him? So what? Okay. Once, twice, 3 times, damn it,
You don't want to miss this.
Dark and lovely, Ntombi on Radio 2000.
To keep peace alive, so let love be king and lead the rain. Yes, this world needs love to keep peace.
One would stop the mismanagement of funds, especially when money is going towards good. And this is the situation here at the Makeba Center for Girls. There was a board that was appointed initially to, make sure that the center runs in a very efficient way, to make sure that the girls, are given a safe haven where they walk in and they have access to a library, they have access to a swimming pool where they can, jump in on a hot summer's day. They have access to agricultural activities where they're able to plant vegetables, they're able to plant a lot of things so that they can learn these skills that are very essential when you grow up. But unfortunately, as a result of mismanagement of funds and, just people taking money that they shouldn't be taking. We find ourselves here in a very dilapidated center for girls that once stood very tall here in Midrand and housing 18 girls at the time. But now the good thing about it is that's going to change. There's new energy, there's new blood, there's also a new board as well, and they want to change things. You can also assist as well by going to the Miriam Makeba Foundation. Go to the website and donate the little that you have, whether it is money, whether it is resources, whether you've got a stack of books that you think would be appropriate to girls between the ages of 11 and 18 years old. Do the right thing and donate. There are so many centers like this that are falling apart as a result of the mishandling of funds that should be going into these centers, making sure that kids are taken care of. But we're changing that story. We're changing that narrative and things are going to be okay. I'm crossing my fingers and my toes and I'm hoping that this board will make use of the resources and the money to help the girls.
Villiers-Dorp, we've got you covered. 99.8 FM. Feel good music.
you come from, no matter which race you belong to, love each other. And today we are actually broadcasting live from the Miriam Makeba Center for Girls, and we're going to be joined by one of the ladies that actually saw the center when it was fully operational, when it was at its height, and the girls were really benefiting from the activities and all the activities that were happening in the center. Her name is Esmeralda Maredi. Welcome and good morning.
Good morning to you and good morning to our listeners.
Fantastic. Now, you and I had a brief chat off air, and you were just telling me about what the center was able to do at its glory when it was, it had girls coming in, and they had a full program from Monday up until Sunday. One of the things that they used to do was even going to church as well, which is so beautiful because it meant that they lived a very balanced life. Talk to me about the center when it was fully operational and you didn't have money problems.
I've been at the center around 4 to 5 years. And when I arrived here, indeed, the girls were very well maintained. They had a 5-day school program from Monday to Friday, and they had an additional program on Saturday morning, which was called Educare, and it was run by ex-church. From Monday to Friday, they had transport that took them to school and fetched them in the afternoon. If they had extramurals, they would be taken to school. They would be fetched in the afternoon by a day mother.
Yeah.
And on a Saturday morning, Educare would come, collect them. They would have prepared breakfast for them, and they had a program running from 8 to 1 o'clock, and they would then have their lunch either there or they would drop them off, because we had other activities planned for them as well on the weekend, Saturday afternoon and also Sunday morning after church.
Yeah.
That was their time where they interacted with the public and with the community. So either they would have sports on a Saturday afternoon, or they would have motivational speakers coming over, or they would just be taken for a treat, or they would be given a treat at the property. And I remember 702 arranged to take all the girls and the staff to the 702 walk, and they entertained us for the day, bought clothing for the children, and yes, it was awesome. So the girls were very, very well taken care of.
Yeah. Yeah. But also, Esmeralda, the picture that you are painting for us is not what we see today, right? A lot clearly has happened in the many years that have passed. A lot of, the buildings are falling apart. The mural, beautiful mural of Mam Miriam Makeba is actually peeling off. What happened?
Unfortunately, we had a very abrupt closure in September 2018. Where the Department of Social Development, unfortunately, there was the old board at the time, and things had happened and they could not come to one agreement, and they then decided to suspend the operations at the center, but it was very abrupt. And so the girls was supposed to be moved. Now, we hosted 18 girls between the age of 12 and 18, and we had about 4 of the younger ones, and then the rest were all seniors between the ages of, I would say, 16 and 19.
Yeah.
And what they then did was they were supposed to remove the girls to a home in Soweto. Now, the Department of Social Development obviously would give us a quarterly payment, and unfortunately for the last quarter between September and October, we did not receive a payment from them. So, and the girls were not removed. So we, as the caretakers of the center, the day mothers and also our administration, Noni, we had to literally take care of the girls from our own pockets. And the girls, there was nothing that we could do because they were not removed. Yeah. And also they were at school. So we would have liked, and one of the girls were in matric, and she was a very intelligent, very smart girl. Yeah. So we did not also appreciate that interruption in the school program. So what we then did was we decided that we'll take care of them until the end of December. And it's unfortunate to say that the Department of Social Development did not even pay us. We are still fighting up till this day.
Are you kidding me?
We are still fighting for our 3-month salary. We've been in talks with them. I've written to them, emailed them so recently, in fact. And they just do not respond, and it's sad because we gave our hearts and soul to these children. We did not have accidental incidents or anything out of the ordinary, because we really tried to take care of these kids as our own. Yeah. And that's what Mama stood for. That's what Mama Makeba stood for, And so we had very big shoes to fill. But we tried our utmost best to make her proud and to keep her legacy going. And it's unfortunate that now this place looks the way it does. Sure. Obviously, it hasn't been taken care of. It's been neglected. Our electricity is off. Our water has been switched off, and that is not. It is not the fault. Well, I can almost say that we, the current board and the staff that was here, could not take responsibility for it, because remember, the center had been running up till September 2018. Yeah. And the fact that the electricity and the water was not paid, because this is a long-standing bill, was the fault between the Department of Social Development and the old board. Definitely. Because every month we have to give written reports on how we spend the funds. And so it was their responsibility to ensure that the center was running.
I'm thinking of Miriam Makeba as an icon and a great contributor to the arts in the country, especially, not even in the country, but globally. I'm thinking of the Department of Arts and Culture. I'm thinking about Minister Natim Teta right now. Have you reached out to him? Has he reached out to you? What's the conversation there?
Well, arts and culture was very involved when the center was fully fledged, up and running. Yeah. I cannot really complain and say that they turned a blind eye, because remember, from 2018 to today, the trustees, Lumumba and Zenzi, had to put a new board in place. Yeah. And so it is this current board that is. They're really going all out to ensure that the center is put back in place, and that Mama's legacy remains and it is rebuilt. So I am sure when they reach out to the Department of Arts and Culture, and when we eventually reach out to the Department of Social Development, that they will. That's our prayer, that they will come on board.
Yeah, I hope they do take your call, because you definitely need all the help that you can get. And also, this is just us, Radio 2000, shining a spotlight on a great center that has a lot of potential, that could really be a safe haven for little girls. The vision that Miriam Makeba had.
Absolutely. There's so much potential here, because if you look at where this home is situated, there isn't any other place within the close, within a close perimeter that could host children of needy backgrounds. We have Ivory Park, we have Kanana, we have Tembisa, we have Rubberidge, even up to Diepsloot, you know, we have such a great need. And remember, we used to host girls from the Department of Social Development social workers, and also City of Johannesburg social workers. And from time to time, we would have the police just dropping in with a child and saying, please, can you keep this child overnight until, you know, the process kicks in, or please, can you just, we found this child on the street and so doesn't have a home. Can you tell us what to do? You know, so there's a great need around here.
Definitely. We just had a conversation with Esmeralda Maredi, who was the caretaker and is now still very much part and parcel of the Center for Girls to make sure that it returns to its former glory. Good morning.
Are you looking for specific details from an interview on Radio 2000? If you happen to tune in at the tail end of an interview, or if you'd like to hear a specific interview again, worry not. Just go to www.radio2000.co.za. Click on the show where you heard the interview, and there you will find all the podcasts you might have missed on that particular show. Stay in the know on www.radio2000.co.za. Radio 2000. Our music, your memories. Ubombo, we've got you covered on 98.9 FM. Feel good music.
Center for Girls to lend a helping hand. That's what we're doing as Radio 2000. We're helping the center get cleaned up because for a long time it's been neglected, and it's time now that we do right by an icon that has given us so much when it comes to the culture and weaving the fabric of South Africa and waving the South African flag really high across the world. That is, of course, Miriam Makeba, and we're going to do right by her. We're going to correct all the wrongs that were done, and we are going to really just make the center what it should be, which is a safe haven for little girls. And as Meralda was actually telling me about the type of children that would walk into the center, children that were abandoned, children that would be found by the police in the street, and they would be brought into the center to have a meal, have a blanket and a bed and a warm night's rest, and just be taken care of as children should. And I see beautiful girls running around in the center currently, and hopefully when we do the cleanup and when we're done with what we say we're going to do for the center, it's going to be back to what it was, and I'm sure Miriam Makeba would be proud. Good morning.
Radio 2000 would really like you to follow us.
It's alive! It's alive! It's alive!
We've made it easier for you. Follow us on social media.
Go ahead. Make my day.
Instagram and Twitter. Find us at Radio2000_ZA. You can follow us on YouTube, Radio2000_ZA. And follow us on Facebook, Radio2000ZA. Connecting us, Radio 2000, with you, the connected generation. Radio 2000. Our music, your memories. Still by. We've got you covered. 97.1 FM. Feel good music.
Please go to our social media pages at Radio 2000 _ZA on Twitter, at Radio 2000 _ZA on Instagram, and Radio 2000 on Facebook to see the activities that are happening today. No, I'm not in our usual Auckland Park studios, but I find myself in Midrand. A very beautiful day, I must add. The sun is out, and it is, yes, winter, so it is a little bit chilly, but everybody is coming in to lend a helping hand. We're cleaning up the Miriam Makeba Center for Girls. That's what we're doing. We're tidying it up. We're making sure that it looks good. And one day, very, very soon, hopefully, it will house girls from the ages of 12 up until 18 years old. And that's what we're doing right now. This is our 67 minutes of trying to do good in the country. What are you doing right now? Please let me know on our social media pages. Let me know what you're going to be doing in the 67 minutes that is required of us to do good, give back, and be the citizens that Utatu Madiba would have loved us to be, and that is citizens who are selfless. It's not about us today, but it's about giving back and giving to those that need our resources, that need our help, that need our time. But right now, though, speaking of time, it's actually almost 11 o'clock. Let's find out what's happening in and around our world. It's news time. But don't worry, I'll be giving you more of what's happening at the Makeba Center for Girls in the third and final hour of the show. Good morning.
SABC News. Independent and impartial.
Top stories: load shedding to end this week and a manhunt launch for the Thembelihle shooters. Good morning, I'm Rosanne Greef. Eskom Chief Executive Andre de Ruyter says they should stop implementing rolling blackouts in the country by the end of this week as more power generation units come online. He addressed the media at the weekend. Last month, Eskom started implementing stage 6 rolling blackouts. The level of the rolling blackouts has since been lowered, with stages 2, 3 and 4 being implemented at different times last week. Eskom had blamed rolling blackouts on striking workers, saying that hampered efforts to bring faulty generation units back online. The suspects in Saturday night's shooting incident in Thembelihle, Lenasia, south of Johannesburg, are still at large. Police have launched a manhunt for the suspects after 4 people were shot dead and 2 others wounded. It's believed that unknown assailants opened fire on a group of men at a street corner before fleeing the scene. The Gauteng police spokesperson, Mavela Masondo, says the motive for the shooting has not yet been established.
Police have launched a manhunt for the suspects following a shooting incident where 4 people died and 2 were injured after they were shot at in Thembelihle in Lenasia on the evening of Saturday, the 16th of July, 2022.
The Water and Sanitation Minister, Senzo Mchunu, has warned Nelson Mandela Bay residents that the drilling of more boreholes in the metro will not lead to the relaxation of water restrictions. Mchunu, together with President Cyril Ramaphosa, unveiled a borehole at the Woma High School. Humanitarian organization The Gift of the Givers Foundation drilled the borehole. Mchunu says this is a huge milestone for the metro.
We want more water to be available than we are consuming. And so we're delighted that we're here today to look at this borehole. We're going to look at 2 others. And as we make progress, I'm repeating, we're not going to be saying to the people of the city, so relax, there's more water because there are more boreholes and so on.
60 people have died and several others wounded in clashes in Sudan's Blue Nile state. The Sudanese Health Ministry says the deaths were sparked by a land dispute in the south of the country. Many others have been hurt. Hospitals have appealed for blood donations. The violence between the Berti and Hausa communities in Blue Nile state erupted last Monday. Soldiers were deployed to contain the unrest and a nighttime curfew has been imposed. The UN Special Representative for Sudan has called on local communities to exercise restraint. The rand is trading at 17 rand 5 to the US dollar, 20 rand 35 to pound sterling, and 17 rand 27 to the euro. Gold is at $1,717 and platinum at $862 per ounce. The price of Brent crude oil is at $103.68 a barrel. Recapping the top story at 11, Eskom Chief Executive Andre de Ruyter says they should stop implementing rolling blackouts in the country by the end of this week as more power generation units come online. He addressed the media at the weekend. More news at 12.
EFC returns this Saturday, headlined by an electrifying title fight between Iga Cabeza and Nirik Simos. Former champion Cabeza is hell-bent on reclaiming his belt, but standing in his way is the Angolan wrecking machine Simos, who has torn through the division. Plus, watch many more of the most fierce athletes from across the world. EFC 95, live this Saturday. Watch it on the SABC Sport Channel on OpenView 124 from 6 p.m. Brought to you by SABC Sport.
The celebrations of this month go beyond charity. It's about recognizing our obligation to humanity, our oneness as a people, the human race. We may be divided by race, gender, class, creed, and so many other divisions, but my neighbor's struggles will have an impact on me. It is time to hashtag lend a hand. Radio 2000, our music, your memories. 9 to 12, better together with Ntombi.
Actor and filmmaker Rapulana Sipemo will be hanging out with us this Friday at 20 past 10. Who is Rapulana, you ask? Let me remind you.
Is that him? So what? Okay. Once, twice, 3 times, damn it,
You don't want to miss this.
Don't you know we're talking
Rand at the Makeba Center for Girls, a center that used to be a haven, a safe haven for little girls. Unfortunately, that is not the picture that I'm seeing right now. It is completely neglected. It is falling apart, and a lot of help is needed to revive the center. And that's the reason why we as Radio 2000 are here, because it's the media's responsibility to shine a spotlight on centers like this that are doing good for the community. But unfortunately, because of mismanagement of funds, the center has completely come to shut down. But right now, little children are walking into the center to help clean it up, and I hope that in a few years' time it will definitely come to what it was supposed to be, which is a center for girls, giving them the skills that they need in order to be grown women that positively impact the country as well as the world. Listen to this. Take a listen to this. Now, someone shouts, "Surprise!" and you brace yourself for another fuel hike or level 6 load shedding. Well, Outsurance would like to see if they can surprise you with cheaper car insurance. If they can't, you can ask for 500 Rand. Claim free and with the same insurer for 3 years. Well, ask them for 1,500 Rand. SMS out to 37221. Outsurance is a licensed insurer and FSP. T's and C's apply. Mthandazo, I think. Yes. Unfortunately, I can't see the playlist here because I'm out and about in Midrand, coming to you live from the Makeba Center for Girls. And this is the land that Miriam Makeba bought with her own hard cash. This was not donated to her. This was not given to her as a gift. No, she bought it with her money and she wanted it to be turned into a center for girls. And I've got the program here as people walk in. If you want to come around and you want to lend a helping hand, you're more than welcome to do so if you're in the Midrand area or you don't mind the drive wherever you are to come and help us out here. So the program looks like this. There'll be painting and some cleaning as well as a setup. And also some of the Radio 2000 personalities have walked in. I see Tseko Mosito in the building. I also see Nala Dagata in the building as well. And so if you want to meet some of your favorite Radio 2000 personalities, you're more than welcome to come in, and we're doing good on Mandela Day. Good morning. we're really good at here on Radio 2000 is playing you good music. I hope you're enjoying it as we come to you live from Midrand at the Makeba Center for Girls. And I've got a family member here. I've been dying to speak to, a family member to find out what they think about the activities that are happening today. I want to get their blessing as well. And I've got Mr. Aaron Kubai. If you remember, Miriam Makeba was actually married to Mr. Aaron Kubai's father. He is, of course, the uncle to Lumumba and Uzenzile as well. And he's also a trustee. And I feel like, you are the right man to help revive the center. Welcome and thank you so much for joining us on Radio 2000.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Radio 2000 and all the listeners at home. Yes.
Wonderful. Now let's talk about your responsibility as a trustee and also as a family member, ensuring that the center is, it runs the way that it should run in the vision that Miriam Makeba has had and still has, So tell us about your responsibility as a trustee.
Okay. As a trustee, I am responsible as any other trustee members to oversee that Mama Makeba Center for Girls and Mama Makeba Trust is well taken care of. So now, as everybody noticed, Makeba Center for Girls has been in a dire situation almost for about four years. So we were running up and down trying to find solutions and assistance. So we approached the Department of Social Development. We also approached other sponsors. Fortunately, at the moment, we managed to get hold of Mama Tato Mukotu, who came on board, and then she's trying by all means and organize people who can assist us with this situation.
Yeah. What went wrong, Aaron? What went wrong?
I think sometimes because of the finances, when it comes to money, people that are not very comfortable when you start to try and find out what are they doing.
Yeah.
So we were called as the trustees to come and see whether the Makeba Center for Girls is smoothly running. We found that there were mismanagement of certain things. There were no development. As you can see, the surrounding is still the same where Mama left it, which is very wrong. I mean, as the board members, it's your duty to fundraise and make sure that we grow where we are.
Yeah.
We were supposed to have more other additional facilities like the where girls can start sleeping privately and safe. Also the sports activities on the other side.
Yeah.
But we're still having the same thing. So that's when we realized that there's no progress and then there's something is wrong. So we had to intervene and try to question the board members.
And now that there is some intervention in the form of Metado coming in and there's a new board, what are your plans and what vision, what do you want to see the center look like? Whether it's in a year's time, whether it's in 2 years' time, what do you want to see?
Yes, like we are saying, I said before, we think Mama Tato to come on board. In the year's time, we have been engaging with the board members as the trustees. We gave them the mandate to see what will come in the next 5 years. So some of the board members, we are fortunate, they have more skills, like they are the architects. So one of the architects managed to do a plan, a drawing where we're going to add other structures and then also the creativity of the girls where they can play and do some sports activities. So our vision is to see Makeba Center for Girls built up to more structures.
Yeah.
And the other thing, not only in one province, in other provinces in South Africa. Because in South Africa we have a serious issue with the GBV, where girls are abused. And so it's not only one province in Gauteng. So we want to spread all over South Africa before we go out to the continent. You remember Mama was Mama Africa?
Yes.
So we have to go as far as there.
Definitely. So the plan is to have a center in each and every single African state.
Yes.
Sure. That is a vision and a half.
Yes.
And I guess it starts here, right?
Yes, that's why we are saying we have to start here at home with different provinces. Once it's built here in our country, in different provinces, then we start to rise up.
Definitely.
Yes.
Why are you so passionate about the Center for Girls and also about Miriam Makeba's legacy? Why are you so passionate?
I'm passionate because, like I was saying, our society, our African society is struggling. And then when you see a girl child is so struggling, where you find a girl roaming in the street and then not having a home, not having food. When you're watching the news, you hear there's a girl is being abused, like raped. It hurts a lot. So as a community member, firstly as a community member, it's a pain for me.
Yeah.
So that's why I have this vision to make sure the girls are safe in South Africa. The girls are safe in Africa. The girls are safe all over the world.
Sure.
Yes.
Before I let you go, I just want to speak about Miriam Makeba as a mother, because you ultimately were his son. How was she as a mother?
Because I'm young, I'm the youngest son of Papa. I couldn't spend time with her much, but from what I heard from the family members, she was a very kind and soft person.
Yeah.
She loved people, she loved music. She was too respectful to the elders, to the in-laws as such. But also had some additional information from Zenzi and Libumba. I remember Mama was exiled.
Yes.
So she spent most of her life outside South Africa. That's where she spent more time with Zenzi and Lumumba. So they are the ones who know more and more stories of Mama. So they also confirmed that she loved people, she loved music, and she took care of them. Because unfortunately their mother, who was my sister, Angela Makeba, she passed away in 1985. So she had to take that responsibility as the mother today. So they know more and more stories. But they also confirmed that she loved to cook. When people come to her house here in Randburg, everybody was welcome. And then she made sure that people are well served, they are eating. So she was a very, very passionate and loving person in the world.
And that's why we call her Mama Africa, because she was a mother to all. Thank you so much, Aaron, and continue taking care of your mother's legacy and continue making sure that her visions come to life and they grow bigger and beyond you.
It's true.
Continue.
Simos, former champion Cabeza, is hell-bent on reclaiming his belt, but standing in his way is the Angolan wrecking machine Simos, who has torn through the division. Plus, watch many more of the most fierce athletes from across the world. EFC 95 live this Saturday. Watch it on the SABC Sport Channel on OpenView 124 from 6 p.m. Brought to you by SABC Sport.
Queenstown, we've got you covered on 98.7 FM. Feel good music.
This is for all those souls out there tonight who may need a helping hand.
so that you can see what is it that we working with. So this is the lounge area where the kids used to have to do their homeworks. And as per social development, it's either we have to partition this so that we have more rooms. Why? Because they don't want us to use the rooms upstairs. So meaning the entire lounge will then be partitioned. Then we can have rooms here for other girls. So as we move along, this is still part of the lounge. So according to social development, the stairs are not allowed because of the angle, how it's situated. So for us to be able to use the rooms, because the actual rooms are actually upstairs, but we can't access the rooms, or we can't even place the girls upstairs based on the condition of the stairs or the position of the stairs and the railing. So we got a code for this in order for us to change the stairs. So coming to the kitchen, as per standards of social development, we are requested to change the cupboards because they don't want any wood in the kitchen. So we need to change all the wood to steel, and we need to put the stove properly, not like the way it is. So we need to revamp the entire kitchen, put steel, and they don't want tiles like that one where they are missing tiles. So the tiles needs to be replaced as well. So with the stove, it uses a cylinder. So the cylinder currently, we had to put it outside because that's one of the requirements of the social development. But I can say because of the partnerships that we're trying to do now, Meals on Wheels has donated another stove that will be coming in. So for now, we just need somebody who can assist us in terms of welding and putting a cylinder outside, so that when the inspector comes, at least we have changed a couple of things. So we need cups. You can see there's no cups, there's no saucers. So the center is still quite empty at the moment. So we need any assistance. There's no cups. We have a couple of things that are still missing or that are still here. So any assistance, it's more than welcomed. We need chairs where the girls will be sitting, as much as they're not allowed to sit in the kitchen. But in terms of the lounge, in order for them to have a proper meal, they need to be sitting in proper chairs. So that's one of the requirements. And because we don't have water, you can see we can't even use the zinc. We need assistance with the zinc. We need assistance with the entire, there's quite a lot of things that are needed in the kitchen, just for us to be approved in order to use the center again. So let's go to the outside, then we can talk more on the other side of the house. So as we go through, now we come into the bathrooms. So this is where the girls used to take a bath. So one of the requirements is we need to partition so that there's privacy. So as you can see, the space is so small, but we are required to partition them so that they can have privacy between the two bathrooms. So that one can have a bath, but this one needs to be separate so that the girls, they have their own privacy. So that's one of the things that we also have to do. Going to the other side. This is the other bedroom. So in terms of the bedroom right here, obviously we're going to need we're going to need single bed, repaint. We need a proper study desk for children so that they can be able to do their homeworks in their rooms as well. The fridge, they are not working. Anyway, even if they were working, there's no electricity. So that is one of our challenges. We move over to the showers. So currently, the shower is not in a state that it can be used, but we have 4 showers in here that needs to be fixed so that it is operational. Then we can store some of the things somewhere else in the storeroom. But because they're not operational and there's no water, they are currently using it as a storeroom. But once the water has been sorted out, the girls can be able to have a proper shower in a proper shower room. So in here, we don't need a lot of things. It's just to get water. So moving outside. Moving outside. So Miriam Makeba used to believe in food and security. As we all know, she was an ambassador for FAO that deals with agriculture. So in her yard here at the center, there was an agriculture project. So she used to get the involved of Midrand. She used to get the community involved and the girls, so that when they are done with their homeworks, they can then come back and come out here and do gardening and do agriculture, so that they understand how important it is to grow your own plant. So as we can see, this is the state of the agriculture project. Unfortunately, the borehole is also not working, or should I say nothing is working, but the ground is still here. So yeah, we need assistance. But in terms of what I can say, the reason that we need more partnership, I can clearly say we have now a new partnership with Meals on Wheels, who will be taking over the agriculture project as one of their projects. So hopefully very soon it will be different than it is at the moment. But as you can see, the ground is quite big. So in terms of agriculture, there can be so many projects that can be done here at the center to also involve the community. So we plead with the community to please play their part, to please partner with the center so that we can revive the center, so that we can revive the dreams of Mama Makeba. Thank you. Oh, we might need to show that. So.
Yeah, I ain't see you in a minute.
So we're coming now to the front. So in the front, as you can see, we have a lot of space that is available, but not in a good state. So currently we don't even have grass cutters at the center. We have people that are willing to come and assist in terms of the grass or in terms of the fixing up the place and landscaping. Unfortunately, we don't have water and we don't have resources in terms of fixing the ground or landscaping. So any assistance will also be required. So what I can clearly say, the community of Midrand is willing to come on board. The only challenge is, even if they come on board, we don't have resources, we don't have water, we don't even have equipment, we don't have grass cutters. And right there, we have the library. The library has a swimming pool. So one of the requirements of social development is that if the library is not closed, we can't use the library. If the swimming pool is not closed, it's not covered, so we can't use the pool, we can't use the library. So that was one of Mama Miriam's passion. Unfortunately, the girls used to be taught how to swim. So now the girls can't have that experience anymore of being taught how to swim based on the condition of the library and the condition of the pool. So this is one of the saddest things that happened to the center since it has been closed. So inside the center, we need more books. There's musical instruments that are here, but not operational because we are not allowed to use this because the pool is still open. So we need to drain out the water, and we need to repaint it. We need to cover it. Then only can the kids be allowed to use the library. Oh, this is nice. Go. I'm done again.
They were trying to find someone, but I said to the guy,
Greats and celebrities, they're all in dire states, huh?
Ne?
All of them.
Hi.
Yeah, but
I'm trying to get hold of Tani. Okay? Okay? Okay. Look at Ma.
The Center for Little Girls to make sure that they are safe and they are loved and that they are cared for. If you want to see the state of the center, which by the way is actually, it's in a terrible state, and they need all the help that they can get to make sure.
Social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, you name it. We captured a walkthrough of the center so you can see it for yourself. When we say it's bad, it really is bad, but it can be good. It's time now for me to say goodbye. Thank you so much to Sylvester in the studio. Thank you so much to you for listening to the show. It's 12 o'clock. It's now time for news as well as the Royal Playground. Bye-bye.
SABC News. Independent and impartial.
In your top stories, Lismore farm murder suspects to appear in court and Zandi Lukumete's case brought to a halt. Good afternoon, I am Kamokhelo Teledi. Scores of people have gathered outside the Gestel Magistrates Court in the Free State, where two suspects are set to appear for the alleged role in the murder of 7 Lismore farm victims. The two suspects were arrested on Saturday outside the Bohlokong township in Bethlehem. The victims were 6 women and a 17-year-old boy. The motive for the mass shooting is still unknown. 2 firearms, a shotgun and a pellet gun, believed to have been stolen from the farmhouse, have also been recovered. Police suspect that one of the firearms is the murder weapon. The start of the trial in the case of former eThekwini Mayor Zandi Lukumete and 21 other accused has been forced to stand down in the High Court in Durban. This is because one of the accused, Banginele Nzuza, the wife of former eThekwini manager Sipho Nzuza, arrived without legal representation. The accused faces charges including fraud, corruption, money laundering and racketeering. They relate to a 340 million rand alleged irregular Durban solid waste tender awarded in 2017. During the pre-trial hearings earlier this year, several accused informed the court that they had some financial challenges ahead of the start of the trial because the asset forfeiture unit had frozen some of the assets. The family of late ANC Youth League Secretary General Sindisiwe Makeba says it wants answers on who killed him and why. Makeba and 2 councillors from the Umzimkhulu municipality were ambushed and killed on their way from a meeting in 2017. Spanela Mnyeza, Mbulelo Mpofana, Mlungisi Ngalane and alleged hitman Sibusiso Ngengwa are facing charges of murder, attempted murder, as well as illegal possession of firearms and ammunition. The deceased brother, Lwazi Makeba.
As a family, we are hoping or are wishing that let these people be put in jail, and they must advise who sent them to do this thing, just because Sindisiwe was gunned down without any reason. Now, the question is, where do they get money in order to have this council? Just because these are powerful men. These are powerful men.
International Relations Minister Dr. Naledi Pandor is leading several heads of diplomatic missions accredited to South Africa to mark the annual Nelson Mandela International Day at the Leratong Hospice in Outreachville, Pretoria. In November 2009, the United Nations General Assembly declared the birthday of South Africa's first democratically elected president, Nelson Mandela International Day. The departmental spokesperson, Clayson Munyela, says they chose this area in an effort to alleviate poverty as the rising price of food pushed up the cost of living.
Today, the Nelson Mandela Foundation would like us to highlight issues of food security, and that's why you see the ambassadors here brought all these goodies in whatever small way. All of us can make a contribution to alleviate this huge pressure that our people are feeling right now as a result of that conflict. The impact is being felt even here in Outreachville.
And further afield, authorities in western France are warning of an apocalypse of heat in 15 western districts as a heat wave continues across much of Europe. Record temperatures could be set in both France and Britain today, but of greater immediate concern are the wildfires along the Atlantic coast of France being tackled by 1,700 firefighters. The BBC's Jessica Parker has more.
This morning woke up, it was hazy, you could really smell the smoke, and one of the things firefighters have been dealing with are the changing winds. So here yesterday, we're near the coastline, the wind pushed the blaze towards the shore, it reached the shoreline. There were some videos of people who are out on boats of that blazing fire reaching the shore as it burnt through forests. And today what I'm hearing is they're still quite worried about these changing winds.
The rand is trading at 17 rand 5 cents to the US dollar, 20 rand 40 cents to the pound sterling, and 17 rand 29 cents to the euro. Looking at your commodities, gold is trading at $1,722 and platinum at $867 per ounce, while Brent crude oil is at $103.26 a barrel. Recapping your top story this hour, scores of people have gathered outside Gestel Magistrates Court in the Free State, where 2 suspects are set to appear for their alleged role in the murder of 7 Lesmo Farm victims. More news at 1 o'clock. For Radio 2000 News, I am Kamakelo Teledi.
Hold on. Something just doesn't add up here. How do we keep finding ourselves back here, right where we started? Could there be something wrong with the formula? Or are we just not ready for that truth yet? Don't tell me about odds which are already stacked against the youth. They're pushing. And you? Sitting on the sidelines, constructing narratives that fit your agenda, swindling, fumbling. What about the system? When do we get to dismantle that? How about we start effecting real change? How's that for freedom? How's that for freedom? Catch Daily Teta on SABC1 every Monday to Thursday morning from 10:30 to 11:30. Shift the narrative and take charge. SABC Education, enriching minds, enriching lives.
Hashtag the Glen Zito Super Drive.
Do you have an old flame that you still have the hearts for? Or have you ever rekindled an old romance? Was it better the second time around? What you shall love.
Good afternoon, the Glen Zito team, especially Mums Gibiri.